So for about the last 7 years, I've had this kind of belief that I'll just be successful. And I think a lot of you have that as well. Not that like I was becoming successful or like I was building anything, just that like I paid so much attention to success, what success could mean, watching all the videos of guys driving cars, going on holidays, building the dream physique, getting the dream girl, all that kind of stuff, traveling the world and just living this insane life. And I would go, yeah, that's cool. And I would read the books and I would listen to the podcasts and I would write down the goals. But that was kind of as far as it went, It was like, oh, I'm going to get really hyped up. I'm going to watch the videos. I'm going to convince myself about this. And I kind of had it in my head of like, yeah, I'll figure it out when I'm older. Yeah, when I'm older. I'm 25 now. And you go, okay, you've had the same thoughts since you were, 18? And I think it's that belief that like it will work out is what's held me back. And you might have this as well, where you kind of in the back of your mind go, yeah, I'll become successful. I'll achieve everything I want. And don't get me wrong, like, has there been a lot I've learned along the way, and has there been high points and fun times and amazing stories I could tell? Yeah, of course. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you've been trying to escape the life that you're in for 7 years, and you go, well, you've still not done it, doesn't that tell you that, there's a problem with how you're doing things right now? And for me, it's been just this idea of like, I will become successful, but then not putting in the work has fucked me up. It's more of a fantasy of future success is what I would say is like the kind of main issue around it. You imagine the nice car, more money, freedom, like a business, better body, better life, like all of the stuff that you kind of want. And then you go, like there was never a concrete path that was like, oh, drop shipping, oh, property course, oh, trading course, oh, whatever. I tried doing an AI agency at one point. It was never just like, okay, we're gonna work on this one thing and this will make me the money, cool, right, let's do that. And like I would just stick at it. It was always just kind of like, I wasn't working towards success, I was identifying with the idea of success. So I made that my identity, was like, I want to be successful. And I think a lot of you, if you don't have the money, the success, the freedom, the physique, the friends, the relationship, the fulfillment, the success that you're looking for, it's probably because you're not working on what you know you should be. And for me as well, I do feel this, it's quite painful, where I want that success. I want to not have to wake up every day at 6 o'clock and go and work in a work that doesn't really leave you fulfilled for a paycheck you feel that isn't enough. And it can be tough, and it's especially difficult as well when you get rewarded for the work that you do, where for me it's like I'm getting promotions and I get well done's and I'm good at the work that I do, but it kind of traps me in a life that I don't feel is mine, like I don't identify with it. And maybe trading is a part of that trap at the moment, because I use a lot of other people's trades, like indicators and stuff like that. Like I'll copy their trades a lot. And then it means I'm not really building my own thing because I don't have time when I'm at work. So it's difficult to then say, okay, well, build a trading strategy around when you work. And all of a sudden that's like a lot more work to backtest it and, take losses. And like everyone wants just the easy quick fix of here's money in your account, go travel the world, go and just frolic about, That in my head is kind of what the perfect life looks like right now. And it'll be interesting to watch this back in a couple of years when it's like, oh, I remember when I had to go and quit my job and travel and get that out of my system, and now I'm looking for like bigger and better things. But like until you've done that, like whatever your main current goal is, then you're not gonna feel better about that. And it's this addiction to potential is what I want to talk about, because the potential, it feels good. It's thinking about the person you could be and setting a goal, but then you think, okay, well, what's a goal? It's basically saying, I don't like where I am now, so I need to become someone else, someone better. And it's painful to then look inwards and say, okay, well, when I actually sit by myself, I feel this like pain or like tightness in my chest sometimes. I've noticed I'll feel, if especially on a Sunday, you know the feeling. It's Sunday night, you're having to go to bed, to wake up the next day at 6 o'clock, to go into work, and you're just like, fuck this. And you go, well, that's your life. And when you're a bit younger, it's not too bad, you know, when you're like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, like, still, you're like, oh, early 20s, I'm figuring things out, I'm still making money, it's not that bad. But I feel the older you get, the more the pain builds up, and the resentment, and the, I want to do this thing. And that's where it gets so difficult, because you then go, okay, well, it's kind of two paths you can see people going down, where a lot of the time it seems to be around 30 when people hit, and they go, oh fuck, I'm still in the same job I was in that was meant to be temporary, 12 years ago when I was 18, or 14 years ago when I was 16. And you see that so many times. It's like guys that work at a factory where they just go, yeah, it was meant to be temporary, but now I've got a wife and a house, and the car payments, and I've got a dog, and I've got to pay for it, and I couldn't just quit, and it's so much effort, and I'm always tired, and I've got a little bit of a beer belly now, and it's so difficult, and it's like your life has become hard, and you're now trapped in it, and you see that most people just kind of give up, and they go, $2,000 a month, like, is what it is, pays the bills, and I can keep going, and life is pretty comfortable. I come home and wife's on the table, the wife's there, little dog, take him a walk, and then they just kind of give up, and that's it. Or while I'm still young, well, young-ish, 25, that's when it kind of hits you. Go, right, okay, is this the time that we're going to lock in? What the fuck does that even mean? Because everybody always says, let's lock in, like, make it make sense. And it's trying to not get stuck in that endless, right, okay, we need to lock in. Okay, well, it is comfortable. Like, it's just yo-yoing between things. It's like you need to pick one thing. And I think it feels good to watch motivational videos. It's that hope that it gives you of like, okay, we're all going to lock in. 2026 is going to be our year, but then 2025 is meant to be the year, and then 2024 is meant to be the year, and it's like you set the goals, you don't really work towards them or have a plan, you don't reach them because it's difficult. I think the main thing is it's the comfort that you've got to put aside when, in fact, you know what? I was watching a Charlie Morgan video, and he described it really well, where he talks about how people become comfortable because they're attached to a future version of themselves. It's like, I want to become that successful person. If I just keep reading the books, if I just keep thinking about it and, dancing around it, it will happen. And it's, everybody knows that they're capable of more. You've probably had situations in your life where maybe, I don't know, math questions when you were a lot younger, maybe you were able to answer them like super quick, and you were like, fuck, I'm good at this. Or, I don't know, maybe like a shit ton about history, and whenever people are talking about it, you'll be like, oh, well, actually, like the reason that the Vietnamese War happened, like the Americans got involved, was to, like fight back on communism or whatever, and people will be like, oh, really? And you'll be like, yeah. Or maybe a shit ton about football, and it's the second you get into, a topic like that, you go, like, oh, Messi, Ronaldo, look, you can tell I don't know fuck all about football. But, everyone's got their thing where it's like they become in a league of their own. You know that you're capable of more. So it's not that you're not capable. I think, I can't remember the exact quote, but it was like, if you're smart enough to drive a car, which I think at like 95% of people are, you're smart enough to become a millionaire. So it's like, even most people with a lot of assistance can drive a car. It's like, well, most people can become successful. Then, you've got to think, well, why am I not? If I'm capable, what am I not doing? And it's like, well, right, is there a lot of comfort in your life? Is it that second path creeping in of like, well, it's not too bad? And it's like, it probably isn't too bad, because even though you feel that tightness in your chest of like, fuck, I'm not doing what I should be doing, you know, I'm not working hard, there's either a lack of motivation, and what I mean by that is it's not a lack of motivation, it's a lack of knowing and like thinking about your motivations. Because when you go to bed on Sunday and you wake up that Monday morning with that kind of pain, you're gonna have so much fucking motivation to wish your life was better. But now it's like, get to fucking work, go pay those bills, get stuck in that cycle. Compared to when it comes to, let's say, the Friday night, your motivation's completely different. I bet you it's, oh, Friday night, week's done, let's go to the pub. Then Saturday, we're hungover. Now we're lying in bed going, fuck, that was a big night. Well, better go back on it again, eat the shit food. And before you know it, it's like, okay, we've just spiraled, the weekend's gone. That was our chance to build something, to work on something. Even weeknights as well, it's like, Xbox, TV, screen, entertain me, make me feel better, take this pain away. And it's like, you've not done the work, you know. Every couple of days or whatever, you might have this little burst of like, okay, we're going to lock in, we're going to study. And it will only be because bank balance is low, you know, you're struggling big time with a lot of issues in your life, you know, girlfriend left you, or you're not getting women, or you're out of shape, you're not looking good, you don't have many friends. Like, use those pain points, you know. If you have that, tap into it and go, fuck, I hate waking up every day, you know, having to drag myself and do work that I hate having to get up early. Even the little things, like, get focused on what you hate, and then you need to use that hate and use it as motivation to get excited about what you want. That, you know, I know that there's something that you want to work on. For me, it's like content creation and trading. I know that I love the two of them, and I need to work harder on them, and I need to put more effort into them. And I suffer from this as well, because it's so difficult when you come back from work. You know, for me, I'll do like a 10-hour shift, and I come back, and the last thing I want to do is work. But you know what I do? I go to the gym, and it's like 10-hour shift, gym. I make a little bit of time to study trading during the day. It's not enough. So then when the weekends come around, that's when I need to be going, okay, if you want to make this dream work, this is your time. And I often try and keep my weekends free so that I don't have plans, and I'll have this in my head of like, okay, we're going to work on the trading, we're going to work on content creation, we're going to, you know, like, we're going to make shit happen. And then what happens, it's like, TV, Xbox, doesn't that feel better? Isn't that all that stress away? You know, it's never going to come back, never going to have to ever think about any of the problems in my life, you know, like not having enough money, or, you know, being behind on bills, and that little gut that I've got developing, or the fact that, you know, I really want that like amazing girlfriend in the future or whatever. And it's like, I'll never have to think about that. And then it's like, boom, you know, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 hours, who knows how down bad you are, I don't know. But the screen goes off, and it's always that little black screen. You see yourself with the reflection, slumped on the couch, you know, a little double chin, and you go, fuck me. Like, because you've got to go to bed, you've got to wake up, and then it's like the second you unplug from a screen, I don't know what your thing is. Maybe you love like a Netflix show, maybe you love, I don't know, you got me. Maybe you love, I don't know, whatever it is, in front of your screen, an Xbox, a PlayStation, a computer, games or whatever. It's like, if you love that shit, fucking go for it, you know. Make something out of it, make it into a business, you know, like really double down on it. And or if you just enjoy playing it casually, play it casually, but make sure that like your life isn't falling apart around it, and then you go, I'm just going to use this as an avoidance. Same with things like drink, party, and all that shit, because when the Monday comes back round and you feel that pain in you of like, fuck, I should have done what I said I was going to do, it like erodes everything about your confidence in yourself. And it was painful for me to realise that as well when I'm 25 now, and it's like I'm behind because I'd repeated the same weekend, the same mistakes, the same issues hundreds, if not thousands of times. Like almost every day after work, it's like, I'm just going to chill out. The weekends, the partying, the drinking, chasing girls, and you go, when you look back, like as someone who's done that for years, you look back at 25 and you can look back at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, like if you don't put a stop to this, like this will continue your whole life, and you will just look back and go, what am I building towards? What's happening here? What's going on? And maybe like me, like I've became an engineer, so at least like I've gone down a career path, and you know I've got something to show for it. But you have to always ask yourself, like, is this the life you want? And that's a fucking tough question. That is a really tough question, where I think a lot of us, it's easier to hide behind the mask of saying, it's not too bad, you know, like I get paid good money, or like it's always like, whenever I hear somebody saying like, it's always somebody's mum, they go, yeah, he makes good money. It's like, what the fuck is good money? Like 30 grand. It's like, yeah, okay, that is good. Like, I'm not shitting on that. Like, it's good, stable money. You can build an amazing life off of that. But like, in your heart of heart, if you ask yourself, would you want more? I think 9 out of 10 people like are gonna say, yeah. Well, I mean, 9 out of 10 people in a developed country, if you were from like war-torn Syria, you came here, you'd be fucking buzzing for 30 grand. But like, maybe that's our first world issues, where you see success and all that around you. But for most people, you're gonna have the exact issue of like, you're gonna want more out of life, and you're gonna know that you're not doing more to get more out of life, and it's painful to go down that route. It can just kind of spiral, because for me it was like at 18, it didn't feel like a big deal. It was like, I'm just kind of like fucking about uni, I'll figure it out. 21, it was like, yeah, okay, I've got this apprenticeship and it's money and stuff, and like I felt like quite good, and I was like, yeah, I'm an engineer now, and it was this fun thing. And I was like, yeah, and I've also got 4 years until I qualify, and once I've qualified, then I'll probably become like a millionaire by that point. 25, I think I started at 20 or 21, the engineering thing. No, 20 was it? And I was like, oh my god, 4 years, that's so long. And I was already doing like property shit and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'll have figured it out by then. Well, I'm 25 now, still not figured it out. And this is where it's brutal, as I said, where when you're 25 or 30, 40, you know, it never stops. You always look back and it's that pain. And it is literally because the pain of looking at your life and saying, fuck, my life is kind of shit. Like, it's painful to go, yeah, I'm kind of fat. Yeah, I'm kind of broke. Yeah, I'm not that good with women. Yeah, I'm not that well travelled. Yeah, I'm not that fulfilled. Yeah, I don't have that much discipline, or that good those good of habits or whatever right now. It's painful to look at your life and kind of like put yourself down like that. But that is where you need to be honest with yourself and look and say, okay, I'm not happy with where I'm at. I need to use that as motivation. And it's not a case of like using that and making yourself feel like shit. It's going, okay, I'm not where I want to be. What do I want to work on? You know, what is like, and I'd say just pick one thing. So for me, I know that it's like the career, or not even the career, it's like the business side of things. Oh my god, who's that? There we go. So where was I before I got interrupted there? Yeah, what I was trying to say there was basically, most people, you'll know yourself, it's painful to imagine everything that's wrong in your life, the relationships, everything. You sit with that feeling for a second, like literally just pause the video and just go, Like, when you actually take a second to feel in yourself that pain and how difficult your life is because of decisions you've made, it's not an easy thing to deal with, to go, oh, I'm broke because I've not taken the time to make more money. And it's like, that's painful. And it's painful to kind of know as well that when you're living a life you don't enjoy, it's like no one's coming to help. You know, there's not going to be a knock at the door and it's like, oh, Callum, buddy, you know, we're here to help. You know, it's finally the time, like, we're going to sort your life out for you. And you go, well, I've been waiting years for that. Like, it doesn't come, you know, because there's always going to be the quiet moments where you're lying in bed and it's like, do I just stay up and, you know, binge Netflix for a little bit, or do I just go to bed? It's like, you're never going to be stopped from shit like that. Or you go into the supermarket and it's like, do I just buy the chocolate this time and, you know, enjoy it for a little bit? It's like, no one is going to say, you've done it. It's like, it's just you that knows it. No one's going to help you with your confidence, your potential, going to force you to take charge. It's like, that's your shit to figure out. And it's only by actually going, oh, fuck, I feel bad, and then not using motivation or, like, future goals as a way to, like, self-soothe and, like, relieve the stress of it. Because that's all you're doing. It's like, oh, I have stress in my life. I'm going to get rid of it by fantasy of one day I will be successful, but no actual plan or goals or, you know, work to be put in. And step 2 is ignore it as much as possible through any means of, like, instant gratification, be that alcohol, drugs, sex, screens, screen time, sitting in front of a screen, more screen time, and yeah, there's like a million one of them. You know the exact shit. It's life bad, let's not think about it, basically. Compared to, oh shit, okay, my life is bad, and now, after a hard day's work, I've now got to put in more work. Everyone just goes like, fuck that. Whereas, if you can reframe it, it can become so powerful, because if not, then dreaming about a better life became, you know, a substitute for building one for me. And you go, well, is that the life you want to live? Like, when my ambition was real, like, I wanted everything I wanted, but the execution just wasn't there. And you go, well, fuck, like, that's a painful thing to look back on. Especially when it, like, wanting success and earning success were the two things that just weren't correlated in my life. Like, that is such a fucking painful thing. And it basically just came down to, I kept making future plans, but then sacrificing it at present action. And that's all it came down to. It was like, okay, you need to work today. And it's like, yeah, well, fuck it, you know. Yeah, so a bit of a depressing note there, but, you know, this isn't a video about how I've changed my life, because, you know, I haven't. This is like a moment before it where, like, I really fucking want to right now. And it's a warning to anyone else, where if you're in your late teens, early 20s, and you're going, I've still got time, it's like, you do, as long as you start putting in the work now. And this is a message of, like, what regret can feel like, because you don't want to be here if you're 18 going, I've got time, you know, I've just started this job. It's like, good, the job is good. You want a job, that's stable money for showing up. And it's like, and if you want a business as well, you've got to go and put the work in. It's not just going to get handed to you, and it doesn't just kind of, like, fall out of the sky. And I think the only reason I feel this strongly about it now is because I'm just tired of listening to my own excuses of, like, oh, I come back home. And it's always the same shit. It's like, I come back home and I just go, yeah, but I'm so tired. Or it's like, I just feel this pull towards sitting down and chilling out, because it's like, oh, I've had a 10-hour shift. Or I'll be like, oh, I need a holiday. Oh, I need a break. Oh, I need a this. Oh, I need a that. And it's like, you can actually find so much fun in doing the work you want to do. It's like, for me, I want to make content. Well, make it about stuff you're passionate about, and then all of a sudden it doesn't feel like work when it's like, oh well, you've got to edit that and do another draft and add subtitles and B-roll and like, it's actually fun researching how to get better at things, because I always find as well, when I'm at work, I'll do like a 10-hour shift and go to the gym. They're the days I feel the most fulfilled, when I go to bed and I go, like, fuck, you've actually had such a good day. And it's being able to do that day after day after day without seeing the results for a long time that can be difficult as fuck. Same with trading, where it's like, I backtest, I take the trade, but I don't journal it, and then I give up with the backtesting, and then it's like, well, you're just avoiding the hard work you need to put in to get to where you want to be. Same with the video stuff, it's like, oh, you come home, I need to record another one, and the editing and watching it over, and you just go like, fuck, it all takes so long, and it's so much effort, and it's so much to do, and it's like, yep, and if you don't, the pain will eat you up. It's the moment when I stopped identifying as the guy with potential and started to become the guy who actually does the work. That's when you will feel so good inside, when you go, I said I was going to go for a run and work and, you know, do this, that, the next thing. I actually fucking done it. And then you go to bed going, and look at this shit I've built, and look at this thing I've done. And you go, yeah, fucking good shit, boys. So I'll leave you with this. For 7 years, I've been betting on who I could become. From today, I'm betting on what I actually do. And hopefully this is a little bit of inspiration to some of you, and maybe you're going through the same thing, of just stop putting off whatever you've been putting off. Think about the pain you're feeling today over what you've not done in the past, and think about what could excite you to get it done. Go use this video, put the phone down, get hyped up, go and do what you've been putting off.